My name's Bill. I run Craven Conservation. Please step into my workshop. I'm Bill Ratcliffe. I run Craven Conservation and Restoration. My speciality, that's quite difficult because by the nature of conservation and restoration you have to have a broad range of skills. So that's positive and negative. So I have to be able to make, to be able to wood turn, to be able to surface finish, and obviously restore antique furniture. I started woodworking, actually I got interested in it at school. I went to Enfield Grammar School in London, but before that my parents owned a pub on the King's Road in Chelsea, and all my parents, well most of the customers were antiques dealers. So I got a pocket money job working in an antique shop when I was about 9, and then interested in woodworking at school, and then left school, and at 17 I went to 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗶𝘀 College in Nottingham and did 3 years furniture making and furniture restoration. I'm most proud of, it's a difficult question actually, but I'd say I'm most proud of my tool chest. Everything was done by hand. There's over 140 dovetail joints in it. The trays are made out of 200-year-old mahogany, which fits in with my restoration background. All the joints are hand cut. The key fob is a miniature moulding plane, and more important than anything, it holds all my tools, my best tools that I use every day for my making work, for my restoration work. So for me, this is the piece that if I had to grab and run. I'm also very proud of the project that I did working on the violin cabinet at Wilton House near Salisbury, which is a piece of furniture. It's over 3 meters tall. It was made by 𝗕𝗶𝗀𝗆 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗃 1763, and I collaborated with 2 fellow conservators, and we went down there over a period of 2 years, every few months for 5 days. And we worked on site, had to move the whole cabinet, replace missing parts, and really got a chance to get to know the piece, study it, took various photos of the project as we went through it. But it's a historic piece, and we also had to work around filming continuity because that's the location for filming The Crown for Netflix. So there was film crews on site as well. So actually from a historic point of view and as a conservator, that's the project that the one that's in my mind at the moment is remaking something that I lost many years ago. So when I was at college, when I was 17, we had to make an apprentice piece, which is why I've ended up collecting chairs that are apprentice pieces. But we made a Georgian chest on cabinet with 6 drawers at the top, 2-door cabinet at the bottom, bracket feet, moulding around the top. I've still got the original spoke shave that we used when I was at college to make the mouldings for it, so I've still got that. So I've got plans for a full-size cabinet, and I'm going to scale them down. My Rubio Monocoat, as a restorer, we are exposed to so many different materials and products from the past, and also new modern conservation products. So I'm always looking for something that obviously does a job for me, that is easy to use, and that's good for the environment, and that lasts. So when I'm looking at making things like my workbench or pieces of furniture like this chair, I want something that's easy to apply, that gives me a choice of colours, and you can't beat only putting 1 coat of something on. I love the colour choices, I like the innovation and the fact there's new products always coming out, and I love the fact that it isn't full of solvents, and is good for the environment. And Rubio Monocoat are a great company to be linked up with, so that's why I choose Rubio Monocoat. That I can take that inspiration in a lot of different ways. I could be inspired by one of the famous makers like 𝗕𝗶𝗀𝗆𝗵𝗀𝗃 or Sheraton, or even a woodworking teacher at school. I've had to think about it, and I think for me it would be Charles Hayward. And anybody who knows traditional woodworking will know Charles Hayward. He wrote a lot of books, mainly in the 50s. The Complete Book of Woodworking, Woodwork Joints. He also wrote the Pocket Book for Woodworkers, which is just a very small book, but it's got so much information, and it's like the equivalent of a USB stick with everything for woodworking in. And I just think, even now, it's so relevant when I've got students who are learning how to cut woodworking joints, to read this book, to know how to do it by hand with clear drawings. And it's just a lovely read, it's inspiring. And I think it led on to other books like the Lost Art Press books by Christopher Schwartz in America. I would like to think that they're very much inspired by Charles Hayward as well. So it would be Charles Hayward for me.